Hey guys, and welcome to another Spectrum video, and we are going to have a look at Wizball, published by Ocean Software in 1987. And since I've had a look at Wizball for the Atari ST and the Commodore 64, I thought it was about time to have a look at the Spectrum version. And both the ST version and Commodore 64 versions were rather good, but I have to say I think the Commodore 64 version has the upper hand, definitely the one that plays the best, I would say. And this game was of course designed by Sensible Software, and the Spectrum version was initially coded by Stephen Watson. But one day he just didn't show up for work and then just kind of vanished, so Paul Owens had to pick up the pieces and finish the coding. And the Spectrum versions got graphics by the very talented Mark R. Jones. And I found this really amazing looking early work in progress for the loading screen of the game over at Spectrum Computing, which has also been done by Mark. And I gotta say, I really like this early version of Wizball on the Spectrum. It looks pretty mean, and he also seems to be firing guided missiles through his mouth at that poor ball over there to the right. Amazing work. And if you want to see more early designs and design sketches, I will try and remember to put a link to Spectrum Computing in the description. So anyway, let's dive into the Speccy version of Wizball, shall we? And we have a beautifully done loading screen by, again, Mark Jones. Looks great, and pretty good use of color, even though it's quite limited. Just going to pick Kempston and get ready. And press fire again, I think. Yeah. And I have played the game for a little bit, and I have to say it's rather hard controlling the speed of Wizball. I am using a joystick, and he has a tendency to just go full speed, which is not good. Oh, and I didn't want to do that. Yeah, the game is, I would have to say, more flipping out frustrating. Oh, come on. Than the other version. It is really hard controlling the speed. If you just barely touch the joystick, you will go full speed. And now I'm just going to restart because I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting the power-up things. And why am I going down there? Oh, yeah, I find that the sprites are a little bit too large. And the playfield is a bit too small. And the sprites are just behaving pretty weirdly. They just kind of disappear and vanish. It feels like this isn't a finished version, but I'm pretty sure it is. Please, Wizball, could you just be a little bit more gentle with the speed? I don't want to go 5,000 miles per hour. But let's see if we can get... Yeah, now we have control over Wizball. Yeah, the ST version and the Commodore 64 version are both better than this. Already I find the controls to be rather frustrating, which is quite sad. And can I just... Oh, God. And then I go into these stupid craters all the time, even though I don't want to. I want to be grabbing me some power-ups before we fight any enemies. And then the game over screen. We have to sit here for a bit before we can restart the game. I don't know why. Come on. There we go. Okay, be careful, Wizball. Just be very gentle with your speed, little buddy. So we can finally get some control, because I'm sure the game is going to get better once we have the power-ups. So now I've got two power-ups, which allows me to select the option that allows me to control this little ball-bearing bastard. So hopefully the game's going to get a lot better. And just as with the other versions, once you want to select a power-up, you just kind of waggle the stick left and right. And what do I want? I want Cat. Come on, Cat. Here we go. Here's my buddy Cat. The ever-reliable ball. And let's get some other power-ups. I don't think I want that one, do I? No, and that one's not going to do anything. So let's... Okay. Let's fire away here. And am I misremembering? But can't you have more shots in the other versions? Or have I just dreamt that? And these annoying little enemies, they are even more annoying here than in the other versions. Let me just select this one. I think this will increase my firepower. No, don't touch me. We have the colored ball, so we can, by holding fire, we can activate Cat, so we can control him, so he can grab all the the goodies or the color that we need to repopulate the world with colors. And the enemies are firing full stops at me. Did the enemies fire in the other versions? I think they did, right? But maybe less frequently? I'm not sure. Don't quite remember. And this is also, I think, a little bit different. In the SD version, the enemies will just happily go straight through obstacles. In this version, not so much. Yeah, here we are. Give me that. And now the game is getting much more manageable and much more fun. I must say, a lot more fun. And I should also try and remember not to make the mistake I made in the other version where I actually used Cat to destroy enemies. Don't! Oh, come on, don't do that because he will take damage. Oh, and then I've lost all my power-ups. Yeah, that's great. I think you have a way of keeping certain power-ups. If you get a specific power-up, you can choose one that you want to get away. No. Oh, man. No. Oh, yeah. It's really hard without power-ups. And it is unnecessarily difficult to get hold of your power-ups in the Spectrum version, I feel. And I want that thing there, and I can't get it, can I? I'm just going to bounce right into it. No, don't bounce back, you... Oh, yeah. And some of the enemies are stupidly fast. Please die. Oh, God, don't... That was a little bit of luck involved there, I feel. No. Oh, God. I just want to get out of here and get hold of my power-ups. What the hell is going on? Okay, we can go that way and just face death immediately. Give me that, please. Oh, no, I got the wrong one, but never mind. I think I can get this done. Don't leave... And then it's gone! Oh my God, that's so annoying. I don't know if that happened on the Commodore 64 version too. That power-ups would despawn when they leave the screen. Probably did, right? No. And how did I die there? I thought I had that kind of shieldy thing. And I gotta say, this is a very nice looking version. But it is definitely less playable than the Commodore 64 version and even the SD version. Why are you firing that way, you silly sod? And then, yeah, the controls are really a pain in the butt. I'm sorry to say. Otherwise, it's a nice version. Back where I want to be. Can I see if I can make this shield work? Yeah. Just seems to not work sometimes. Let's go and collect some of the goodies. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, and it's so frustrating. Once you get hold of the power-ups you want, you die. And I didn't want to do that, but hey-ho, such is life in Wizballia. No, I don't want to mess with you. Just go away. And I don't want to mess with you guys either. Oh, yeah, it's so annoying when you leave the first stage. You really want to be getting those power-ups, but instead you go to a different stage and start facing these annoying enemies. I remember playing the SD version for the first time without a manual, and I had no idea how you enabled the power-ups. That was mildly frustrating, yes. I mean, the fun factor is there once you get hold of the power-ups, but it's just a little bit too unnecessarily hard to get there. And again, sprite size is a little bit too large for my liking, making the game unnecessarily frustrating. Oh God, I was just busy equipping my ball, and then these guys show up and just rain on my parade, as the Americans say. And I also have to say that the 48K version is very quiet. Wish they would have bothered to add a little bit more sound. But yeah, And we get some very, very faint bleeps. I think we can grab the collars ourselves. Oh, good! Yeah, don't do that, don't do that. I wish the game could just let me finish powering up before it just throws these annoying little enemies at me. Here's Cat. Come on, let's go, buddy. And why am I not... Okay, I was stuck there for some reason. Couldn't move the ball. And I couldn't move there. What the hell? And again, yes, it's fun to play once you kind of get the powers, but it's so easy to lose them. I just wish they would have made this a little bit simpler. And this is kind of the same in the other versions I've played, but it's just the fact that the Spectrum version is more difficult to control and more difficult to get to the power-ups, I feel. So that really doesn't do this version any favors. I also feel that the enemies are more trigger-happy in this version than they were in the other versions. Here's the hyper-fast little bastard. Move! Oh! It seems like Wizball gets locked up sometimes when you fire rapidly. Even though you stop firing, he will not move. He's still kind of in cat control mode. Sometimes the enemies get stuck, and I will be cheesing them and exploit that. And it's also a little bit harder to see than in the other version because you would have unique colors there. Here, there's not too many colors on screen, and everything just gets a little bit... When it's busy, you don't know what you're looking at. Really? Oh, and they come out of nowhere. I have no chance of reacting. I was just looking at the HUD and see how much red color I had, and boom! I collided with a space bastard. And what? I immediately get... Oh, that's not fair. And, oh yeah, now we're here. Lots of balls and I can just well die because, you know, no point in continuing with our power-ups. Feels like this version needed more work. And then, of course, I also get stuck on everything, which you kind of did in the other versions as well, I guess, because you get caught on edges and just can't move. Right about now, I feel it's time for one of those space bastards to appear out of nowhere and just rain on my parade again. Let's see if we can use my... Yes, give me the collar, please. Good work, Cat. I want to be heading to the wizard's lab, so it would be nice to get a full jar or cauldron of collar right about now. And let's not get too close to the aliens because they will shoot at me. Okay, it's going slightly better now, I must admit. But I don't get many color droplets, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, let's grab that. Let's be greedy. Oh no. It's the space bot. Yeah, this is infuriating. It's a real shame because this could have been a really good version had they just put some more time into it and fine-tune how it works. Because yeah, sadly this is the worst version of Wizball that I have played. And I mean, it's not bad. It has good aspects. But the controls combined with the annoyingly fast enemies makes this unnecessarily frustrating. So yeah, let's head over to the review section and see what some other people had to say. Sinclair User awarded the game 10 out of 10 and of course also gave it a Sinclair User Classic, and they wrote, "Strangely wonderful arcade blast. Frenetic stick waggling of the highest quality. Splendid graphics too. Wizball is virtually flawless. Its addictive qualities combined with super smooth graphics and highly original gameplay make it one of the very best games to appear this year. A classic." Your Sinclair was slightly less impressed and gave it 8 out of 10 and they wrote, "A novel game with cheerful graphics and clever gameplay, but hard to get into." Oh yes, yes it is. Wizball's an odd game, which can be extremely addictive if you're willing to carry on regardless of all the unfair early deaths. But if you're not quite so obsessive, you may just whiz off for something else. And I feel this review is a bit more accurate. 8 out of 10 makes more sense, and they do point out that the game can be quite frustrating and also unfair. But back in the day, of course, I would most likely have been a bit more forgiving, but I would still have been pretty frustrated with some of these really cheap moments initially. And had they just fixed them, this would have been a wonderful Wizball of a game, right? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this quick peek at Wizball on the Spectrum. Thanks for watching and all that, and catch you next video. Cheers!